unconstitutional. At what point will reprimand step in place and say enough is enough? Each time I've gone to court, either the city of Harvey has not presented an X amount of discovery, or it simply constantly continues. These are on the backs of the 21,000 population of taxpayers that are here in this community that are paying their money. They're paying money right now for added police support. They're paying money to go to my home and see about if I'm at home or not. We have real issues, right? The mayor constantly talks about a $164 million debt crisis we're in. Do we have money to spend frivolously on searching on an alderwoman who simply was speaking out because somebody's home was being sold for $2,000? We have a real issue. We spent $30,000 on fireworks. We have streets here in the city of Harvey with no light. I couldn't tell you right now, as the second ward alderwoman, how many people even live in this building, or what's going on with all the dilapidatedness, or why is it that across Myrtle from 155th all the way to 153rd, elders between the ages of 75 plus homes are being taken away. These are issues. Why are churches being charged a business license when they're federally exempt? What is going on in the city of Harvey? This is a catastrophe, and we need immediate oversight from federal, state, and all local levels. I'm calling on every single elected official here in the Southland to come and be a bridge of what is going on. This is total injustice. Today, when I walk inside of City Hall, am likely going to be arrested on something that I have even no understanding on, where again I was vindicated on yesterday. So what more is it going to take? Is this truly about an occurrence, or is this political retaliation because I'm able to tap in with my residents and demand that justice be served fairly and equitably for us?
Your attorney said earlier today there was a big announcement that you wanted to make. I don't know if you want to speak more about it, that this has all just pushed you to want to challenge Clark and run for mayor here in Harvey?
That is correct. If I do have... Just for the record, Colby is probably going to be arrested momentarily. Apparently, they're charging her with aggravated battery of a police officer. Is today's charge that they've come up with.
Today's charge.
It is a felony, so unfortunately, she will be arrested and she'll have to appear in court tomorrow. So that's forthcoming, and I suspect that's why you see the 10 or so police officers for one person to take into custody. It's pretty amazing. But in any event, I do have a statement that I prepared for you all today. My client, Colby Chapman, will be arrested by Mayor Christopher Clark's administration, a political rival who has repeatedly abused his public office to target her and prevent her dissenting voice from opposing his personal political objectives. This marks the fourth time now that Ms. Chapman has been arrested under Mayor Clark's administration. Just yesterday, as you heard already, and I'm sure you saw it was all over the news, the Cook County State's Attorney found it appropriate to drop the most recent case against Ms. Chapman, and as well as her mother. And yet, one day later, here we are, and the city of Harvey is back to its usual form, arresting my client and preventing Ms. Chapman from representing her constituents. Today's arrest, coming on the very day Ms. Colby Chapman announced her candidacy for mayor, is no coincidence.
Wow.
It is a blatant and deeply troubling act of political retaliation. This is not justice, this is political persecution. That's what this is. Mayor Clark has a history of using the powers of his office to squash dissent and punish those who challenge him. His administration has been sued for abusive and questionable licensing schemes on small businesses, as well as overbilling water charges to Harvey churches and residents. I can comment on those two lawsuits because our law firm actually filed those. His administration has used eminent domain to force residents from their homes for the benefit of others. And now, rather than having a candidate run who opposes the senseless practices, my client once again faces the misuse of the justice system in an attempt to smear and silence her. Ms. Chapman is not running for mayor out of ambition. She's running because the people of Harvey deserve better. She's running to put an end to the corruption, retaliation, and unchecked abuse that have harmed residents, displaced families, and undermined the integrity of local government. Mayor Clark seems to believe he can rule without oversight or accountability, that he can target citizens with impunity while treating the city like his personal kingdom. Ms. Chapman believes the people of Harvey deserve a voice, not a ruler, and she will not back down.
I will not.
Ms. Chapman intends to vigorously defend against these unfounded charges and hold this administration accountable for its repeated misuse of power. The people of Harvey are watching.
Yes.
They deserve better.
Yes.
Your name?
My name is Daniel Olswine.
Can you spell it?
O-L-S as in Sam, W-A-N-G.
And are these charges stemming from the April?
Those are the charges that...
Spots, please.
I'm sorry?
Can we just move from the reserved parking spots? Can you move over?
Where would you like us to
reserve?
move?
In that other parking lot or in the front of the building to stay okay?
Okay.
Just need you to move from the reserved parking spot. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. See,
Oh, we don't want him to lose his spot.
All men. There are women here at the police department. Why couldn't a woman handle both my mother and myself? So in the midst of me trying to gather my things, I'm also trying to gather my thoughts, because I was so taken aback that they grabbed my mother so vigorously by the back of her coat, her jacket. My mother is petite. And so when they manhandled her, similar to how they manhandled me when you saw the huge bruise across my arm, I had also bruises across my leg from being tossed and turned. Anybody would turn and say, hold on, just give me a second. If the police have to have a warrant to arrest me, right? If the police have to have a warrant or ask you to search your car, if they have to have a warrant to ask you to go in their home, why wouldn't that same grace be given to somebody if you're right up on them? Wouldn't you say, okay, we're gonna allow you a moment to gather your things before we exit you? It was all done very abrasively. Do you understand? I've received a death threat. And Manganya, Detective Manganya, is the same officer who's arrested me 3 times that was on the case of the death threat that I received. Following then, when I'm arrested, do you know that they staked out in front of our home Wednesday, October 9th? We went to court. There was no discovery found. Friday, October 11th, we get to court. Pardon me, we didn't get to court. Friday, October 11th, they came back to our home, just like Detective Brazil and Detective Muhammad did today, the gentlemen that are standing behind you, and they came to arrest me. This is a plague of events and so redundant. At what point can we ask the mayor, Christopher Clarence Joseph Clark, what exactly is his idea? Is what he intends to collaborate and bring and unify? His whole slogan was building a better Harvey. We're actually tearing Harvey down right now.
What does this say about Harvey? I mean, you're an elected leader in this city. What does you think you're about to be arrested? What does this say about the city that you represent?
That says the city has a lot of fight and hope. That where other people see desperation, I see beauty. Right, I grew up in this community. I grew up at 15216 Lexington. I was born at the Harvey YMCA. I said, well, I wasn't born at the Harvey YMCA, right? That'll be a feat. But I was born at Ingalls Hospital. I learned how to swim at the Harvey YMCA. I caught the train to traverse the Chicagoland area right here in the Great Second Ward, the same ward that I serve, the same ward that I am the first woman and woman of color since 1891 to serve. So you know what it says to me? It says it's a lot of hope here. There's the opportunity for us all to corral our efforts and change the trajectory. And I'm gonna do that. And that's exactly why I'm running for mayor of the city of Harvey in 2027. And we will change this. This will change. It won't be easy. Because I'm telling you this, and then following this, guess what? I'm going to jail. Could you imagine? This is the Civil Rights Act all over again. Yep. Right? Except this time, could we call this black on black crime? Yep. We as a community should be sharing in our subject matter expertise to take this community to the top. And unfortunately, that's being forbidden because I want to speak out about a $2,000 home sale. Or I want to speak out about the J&T group who just received 5 additional properties. Since we're talking about housing insecurity, they received 5 additional properties on Monday, April the 28th, the same day that we sold a home for $2,000. And in their clause, every 10 homes they receive, guess what? They demolish one. I'd like to think, was that the home that was demolished where the city took out a $25,000 loan on the backs of the taxpayers to pay the mayor so the mayor can front that money to tear down a home? I'm following the trajectory and the pattern of events as it relates to housing insecurity. We have 5,000 dilapidated homes in a city of 21,000 people, only at 6.2 square miles. We have more dilapidated homes here than across the 77 communities in the Chicagoland area. There's a problem going on here. And we need swift investigation to determine what are going to be the next steps in this trajectory. City of Harvey residents, we're calling on you, not just in 2027, today. We need to pack these meetings out. The next meeting is on Monday, June 9th. Isn't it, it behooves me today, there are 2 agenda items. There's a $34,000 contract on the agenda to replace the digital meters, right, to make them smart meters across the 1st and the 4th ward. I think that that's great, but I also like to know who were the other 2 bidders. How do I know that this particular bidder was the lowest bidder on the backs of the taxpayers? Also, we're approving a settlement agreement for our former police chief. There's a big question there. We've had 7 police chiefs, and in the past 2 years during my tenure, we're still having 2 interim positions, interim city administrator, interim police chief. That's not how this thing goes, because the only people who select interims are the mayor. How does the body of 9 actually be a part of all processes and procedures? When's the last time we had a treasurer's report? The treasurer can't even give a report. Look at Monday, June 9th agenda. Why does everybody have a report on there but the treasurer? But the person with the money? Go in there for a city council meeting. Why does the corporate counsel, Ansel and Glink, and the treasurer not have a mic in front of them? Why are we suppressing anybody speaking about dollars? Why was I removed on Monday, February 12th as the co-chair of the finance committee and the chair of the economic development committee? Because I want to see things change here in the city of Harvey, and I want residents to have full transparency. Why do they watermark the alderperson packets with confidential? There is nothing confidential about the city's business. You can't be a public official privately.
Right. Say it again. Say that.
You can't be a public official privately. And that's exactly why I'm willing to go to jail for y'all, Harvey.
Thank you. Because we got your
Because this isn't right.
Right.
And I don't know how many more times to say this isn't right. It doesn't matter that we're a home rule community. It doesn't matter that at any point in time that they can order and demand and weaponize the police department. Change is coming. We got about 16 months. Get ready.
That's right.
Get ready.
Get
Thank you, Colby.
And I saw how rude he was to you. I didn't appreciate it.
It's all good.
Media is coming out to cover both sides.
Yeah.
Right?
all good.
So I didn't appreciate that.
Colby, you want to go to Texas?
So everybody walk with me. Let's all walk together and let's do this. Yeah. No, this I have to do this right. I want to thank all of you all for being out here today, for witnessing what's going on. This is a testament to standing down for residents, to social advocacy, to doing what devastating divas do, and that's be about the business of the people. So let's go. Let's go.
How about the business? Call yourself an elder. Shame on you. Shame on you. These are your people out here.
Some people in there.
These are your people. These are your people. Yeah, they voted for you. Somebody did. They probably won't. Somebody. Maybe not.
You got to set it all up, they but yeah, they ain't no man. They don't stand up like no man. Yeah, you been over. They been over. They been over. They get the grease without the grease. Yeah, you probably be grabbing them braids. You be grabbing them braids. Yeah. P. Diddy! Yeah, man, P. Diddy!
We want everybody to dance to the music like this.
It is a shame. It really is. progress the minions of the police department doing his bidding. That's even more a few years now.
They decided
and
to do this
because
yesterday. They knocked on the door
alderwoman
yesterday.
Colby Chapman is speaking power and truth to power, we have these kinds that still stand down and do nothing for the people. Nothing. And if he was doing something for the people, he would say it, sir. Silence is what we get. Silence. When you have nothing to say, when you are doing nothing, you stay silent. What a shame. What a Pardon me, you have voice? Speak now. Please, speak now. Because you are a public official, you should be able to speak to the people, even with this phone, with this camera. Your truth should always be the same, sir. What is your truth? Do you stand with the mayor or do you stand with the people? Which one? You can't stand with both. He does not demonstrate for the people, and neither are you at this time.
Hey, what's up,
The meeting is canceled, everyone. Yes, it's canceled. Yeah.
So good. Yeah. In spite of it all.
I can say this.
Everyone listen up.
So all of a sudden, the meeting is canceled. And I'd like to think, how of a coincidence that the meeting would be canceled? So Detective Brazil, what would you like for me to do? You said the deputy chief.
I'd like for you to come to the station, and then we can continue this conversation.
She's here.
And you can bring your
She's here
right now.
All of
You
us.
ask me a question, I'm giving you the answer.
All of us going
Come to the station. We can provide you.
No.
That sounds like an arrest.
We'll provide you with transportation. You can bring your attorney, come to the station, and we can resolve this issue.
Is it walking distance? Because we all
It is not
We're
walking.
all going.
We all going to the
But
station.
you're all not coming in the station for this particular procedure.
Oh, is she going home tonight?
It's not your concern.
Okay. Oh, what you mean it ain't our
So real quick,
I've answered your question.
while you have answered, excuse me, because I want you, while you have answered my question,
Yeah.
Detective Brazil, twice on my ring camera today, I saw you at my door, and you were prepared to take me from my home to the station. So I'd like that done right here.
Okay, well, I told you what the answer to your question is.
Was that the deputy
Come
chief's
to the
answer?
station,
Okay.
and we will resolve the situation.
And who's we?
You and I.
But so it's you that I'm coming to sit down with, not Detective Muhammad that was also in the car with you.
You're asking multiple questions.
I saw multiple
I am
things.
going to get with you and we resolve the situation.
You all hear that I'm headed to Harvey Police Department because today's meeting was canceled.
Yeah.
So I'm headed to Harvey Police Department that sits on Dixie Highway. And I'm headed there with Detective Brazil.
What's the address?
I don't know. Everybody, it's on, you can't miss it.
Public information.
Right off of 154th and Dixie Highway, on the east side of the street, right by the gas station.
Do you need 15340 transportation?
15340 Dixie Highway. I'm headed to the police station with Detective Brazil, who came to my home twice today to pick me up, who would like to have a conversation with me at 15340 Dixie Highway. I am leaving now with Detective Brazil, who was requested by an unknown deputy chief
Let me get you a ride.
to go.
Now he's giving you a ride.
I don't need a ride. That's okay. I don't need a ride. One of you guys will give me a ride to the police station.
We going. We got cars.
We
We
want to
gonna
make
go.
sure she come back the same way she
We
went
want
in.
to see what you up to.
We gotta make sure
We
she
want to
come
see what
back
you up
the same
to.
way she going in.
You want me to take you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Unlike the last time.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Yolanda, I'm gonna take her.
Okay.
I'm gonna take her to the station.
Okay, cool.
to the motion to call the question and using the motion to call the question in Robert's Rules of Order to suppress the voice. When a motion to call the question is called, no longer can there be debate or discussion. Why would the third world alderwoman continually call for a motion to call the question as if she was in collusion of a sort with the administration to do so to suppress me from speaking about anything? Every time we're going for a resolution, whether it be an amendment or even introducing something new, it's always an increased fee on the backs of the taxpayers. They had a agenda item on that same day, Monday, April the 28th, where the gas tax increased. You get your night court gas bill, you already have a gas tax. Well, that increased for 0.5 third to 0.25 third, okay? This is much of a subsidized community. We're not even presenting things at a tiered system to support those that are vulnerable or are marginalized communities. You have to make it all make sense. CENTS and SENSE. And it just doesn't. Because anytime you all are on the premise of a city hall and there are 13 police officers, they're standing aimlessly. And I'm going to again say my prayers for Miss Willow, right, who attended Maya Angelou School, a phenomenal basketball player and just a phenomenal young lady coming from a great stock, from a great family. Unfortunately, she's fighting in Comer Hospital. Then just weeks before that, Miss Cheryl Hunt, her sister, whose foot was mauled off by 2 Rottweilers at 80 pounds apiece. Could you imagine then the detectives pivoting to ask, well, why were you out late at midnight? As if all of us haven't been out to hang out maybe with family or friends after midnight. How you can't even make these things make sense when we're here at the police department for me to turn myself in on something that even the detective couldn't bring to light for you all. The detective came to my house not once but twice. And the second time, like my mother said, it sounded like they were gonna break the door down. So they could arrest me at my home, but they couldn't arrest me here? They couldn't arrest me at City Hall? What was the need to even have the special meeting? If we already have, according to our annual calendar, that's every second and fourth Monday of the month at 7, we already had a meeting in place Monday, June 9th. The time to have the special meeting was when we didn't have our meeting just a week ago on Monday, May the 26th, because it was Memorial Day. Fast forward, you should have had a special meeting on Thursday, May 29th for the residents.
Do you think they didn't arrest you at City Hall because we were there?
Absolutely. And they're not going to let you see me get arrested here. But I want you all to report it far and wide that unfortunately they want to throw the rock and hide their hand. Because why not arrest me in front of everyone? You said that I did something. You said I committed a felony. I've never had anything on my background. Anything, okay? I'm a 37-year-old resident of the Great Second Ward. I earned my bachelor's of arts in criminology and forensic science in 2009. I earned my master's of program leadership and workforce education and development in 2011. I'm a member of a social action sorority, better known as Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I have my own nonprofit, Penny Up, where we service young people and teach, uplift, and aid financial literacy opportunities, techniques, and just resources for those in marginalized communities. I was a school counselor for 9.5 years. I currently help men coming out of our penal system, specifically our Black and brown men, with fostering workforce education and development initiatives. We recently started a trucking company for those men because I believe in second chances, right? And I was even in a belief to give the mayor some second chances. I even said on Monday, May 12th, when we hosted the city council press conference, that I'd be willing, because I'm a leader. I respect the position at the end of the day. But I also have a perspective. But I'm even willing to sit down with Mr. Clark, Mayor Clark, as he likes to be called.
Can you clarify one thing?
Yes.
The charges were dropped on you yesterday.
Yes.
Is this a new charge, or
we still have
this
nothing.
was not part of the charges?
No,
No,
this,
it's not.
what I've been told is this is a aggravated felony, aggravated battery on a police officer.
Which was not included in the charges?
No,
They were
the
dropped
charges yesterday were obstruction and resisting arrest, I believe. There were two. Those were misdemeanors. This now has been elevated to.
So you'll update us after she was in.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you
press charges for them handling you roughly?
That's certainly on the table. We do have a lawsuit pending already for violation of our civil rights, so that may very well just add to it.
All right, y'all, let's do this.
They won't let us in. They already said they won't let us in.
And my phone and my bracelet is in your back. In the back, in the back. I just want to tell everybody, all my supporters, that I appreciate you. You all are seeing me. What time is it? What time is it?
What time is it?
6:29.
At 6:31 p.m. Right, why can't we go into a public building, Miss?
Isn't it amazing?
Tell me why you can't arrest my alderwoman here. Why do you have to hide it? She's elected to represent me.
I wouldn't turn
Come on
myself
out, please.
I have no choice.
The attorney is here. Let me listen to her attorney.
Unfortunately, I don't have a choice, right? This is the unfortunate piece of police, you know, and being able to weaponize this as a tool. Unfortunately, I have no choice, right? Let me take y'all back. Remember Wednesday, October the 16th, I had to come and turn myself in, and those charges too were found dismissed.
Right.
So unfortunately, this is the jurisdiction that Harvey can insinuate, right? Everybody has due process. This has to go before a jury or a judge. So tomorrow, I'll go before a judge. But tonight, I need y'all to pray real hard to God.
Amen.
And talk to him.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be okay.
You are.
I know I'm going to be okay.
You are.
I'm going to be okay.
We see that you're unbruised.
We're unbruised.
You're in the perfect mental state.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong.
We're
What happened
expecting
with
the
Sandra
same.
Bland?
We're expecting the same result tomorrow.
You are not suicidal.
I'll tell you that now.
You're not suicidal.
That's right. You are not suicidal.
I got 1,000-man crew, and we'll bring him. I come up in there. I come up in this sucker, boy. Think I won't? I get my 1,000-man crew and come straight up in this station.
I don't know you. It's all good. That was disrespectful for no reason.
I don't want to know you.
Well, why would you even ask if I am who I am? Did I say anything to you? No, the fuck I did.
No, the fuck you did.
I did not. You made a comment to me. You're not relevant to me. Believe that. So I'm trying to. Why did you address me? Why address me? Why address me? Because I didn't ask you shit.
Don't ask me.
And they won't even allow you in.
The Harvey police was told an alderman couldn't go in, not let alone the citizens. How are we supposed to get justice when our own elected officials can't even get into our police station?
Hey, everybody, please.
What should we do?
I've been around here. Well, I've been alderman for like 6 or 7 years, and it's been a mess ever since I came into office. But having somebody like Colby repeatedly, okay?
You can get one.
won't disrespect
You
me
can get
repeatedly,
one.
okay? I can.
So what do you mean by that? Because you're not gonna disrespect me.
You're not going to disrespect
You're not gonna
me.
disrespect me.
Get your hand out of my face.
Okay.
Don't do that. What are you doing?
Don't ever in your life disrespect me again on my soul.
You want to stand behind me?
I don't know who the fuck he is, but that ain't right.
You want to stand behind me? Is that what you want to do? You want to stand behind me? Because you know what? I'm the one that's
You addressed me.
And he's an elder.
It don't fucking matter.
They haven't said like what it's
I don't even know that guy, so for him to make any assumption to me is wrong. Now let me be very clear here. I have talked to both sides of this. I have called the mayor and I called Colby. I'm talking to everybody now so that they can hear me. I talked to both sides.
He lives in
I'm not
Harvey.
talking about
The
him no
reason you
more.
don't know him
I'm not
is
talking
because
about
you
him
don't
no
live in
more.
Harvey.
I am not
You don't know
interested. You
him.
disrespect me
No.
because he an elder?
Your point is that you're belligerent.
He was this.
And you were.
If I articulate with my cuss words, that's the way I
First and foremost,
anyway.
this work that you indulge in, it's not working right now in Harvey. So with that said, he's an elder in Harvey. He's been here for weeks
now it's not
and
working
months
'cause
and
you
months.
wanna argue.
He's
Girl,
been
back.
weeks and
What
months.
I'ma say
I'm a whole
is really
woman.
this.
I'm a woman. Walk away, boy.
This is what we do not need to be
I'm a whole
doing. This is
woman.
not important.
I'm a
We are
whole
talking
woman.
about that woman in jail right there. Everything else is not
I
important.
am
This
a
is
whole
not
woman.
important. That woman is being locked up. What's important? All this other mess will make things worse. It's not important. It's not important.
He's not even from Harvey. He's here for a battle. bag, walk away. As I said.
I don't know that man. He disrespects me for no reason at
Exactly,
all.
he's a Harvey constituent. You do not know him because he's been out here active in Harvey while this guy comes and follows wherever the activity as he did in Dalton. So that is a fact.
Yeah, but you
He is
just
a resident of Harvey,
minutes ago.
so
Now
you cannot disrespect
That's
him.
the only thing y'all think.
Stop with that profanity, child. As I said, walk away. As I said, he is an elder of
I didn't touch her. What you gonna do?
What the fuck did I say? Touch me again, you will find out.
Here, ignore that. Ignore that.
The bottom line is this. Jedediah follows the bag. He has people that donate to whom whatever it is he's doing for the benefit of a bag. He does not live in Harvey. The elderly gentleman that he just hollered down lives in Harvey, has lived in Harvey for decades. This man can't even tell you what street he's on if he does not Google it. So that is that. So if you're going to be here being profane to that man that has been here for decades doing his job, you have a master's. What do you have, darling? Boy, what do you have? What do you have? Your bitch is at home. She birthed you. She's at home. She birthed you or he's in the grave. Walk away. Anyway, as I was saying, that gentleman is who we should be listening to, as are you, Ryan. You live here. That is somebody who just makes noise.
We're not gonna take this.
Makes noise. No noise. Walk away.
Real men just calm down. Real men calm down.
So I can be clear here, I don't have a vested interest on either side. I am not interested in the politics of this. And I have an opinion. But what we're here for is because there's a lot of things going wrong in Harvey, and unfortunately the politics puts us and is trying to force us to pick a side. I'm not picking a side. I'm only gonna do what we think is best for the residents while we're here. I'm not here for nobody's politics. Right now, if y'all wanna know why I'm here, I'm simply here because we wanna make sure this is a smooth process. But let's put it on the record. I spoke to both her and the mayor and asked both of them to de-escalate. Neither side was willing. So I stood off to the side and I let y'all do what y'all believe in. I'm telling nobody how to feel, nobody who to or who not to support. But while y'all sitting up here arguing, y'all got it looked like a desert in the city. And when I was a young child in Harvey, this wasn't like this.
Amen.
So I don't care about y'all politics. Y'all got more foreigners squatting on y'all land than anything else. But are we gonna talk about that?
Well, we still have to go in order.
You said what?
We still have to go in order.
I agree, ma'am.
You spoke with those two. There are no one.
Who?
The people you said you spoke to, the mayor and whoever you spoke to.
The mayor and Colby.
Okay, we had a visitor today that came through the county. We investigating all of this. Okay, but it's not what you do, it's how you do things. Okay, so all we got to do is just lay low. Everything is gonna be okay.
Right. What you just saw was we getting disrespected by people's perceptions because I didn't come in here swinging either way.
No, you didn't.
I got family members in Harvey, and I'll tell you this: they don't like me being disrespected.
I understand that.
And ain't nobody gonna tell me where I can or cannot go. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of the truth, like I've done in every city I've ever been in. So y'all got to give us the same amount of time to figure it out. As y'all trying to tell y'all been in it, well, give us a chance to back you up. So I'm gonna tell you what I believe personally. At this point, due to what's happened today, it has changed everything. But I will not focus on the politics. I want to figure out what's wrong that's hurting the people who live here and focus on that. And that alone.
We're not getting no reports. That's our problem. And we don't know what's going on.
I think, okay, that may be a problem, but y'all got a plethora more. I'm telling you got a plethora more.
But without the reports,
let me tell you what like I said before, and this is what I'm standing on. Yeah. You all are getting grant money from the federal government.
That's true.
And guess what?
You got $11 billion.
But the state of Illinois is taking 40% of y'all grant money before it ever hits this village.
That's home. You're right.
And guess what? Colby nor the mayor is responsible for that.
There are no. Where's the mayor? Because we don't have a controller.
I know that we would love to believe that, but I'm gonna tell you something that you can easily research. I'm gonna tell you something that you can easily research because one thing I'm not is a liar. Her name is Susanna Mendoza. That's who's responsible for that.
But see, I've been here since '95, sitting in front, so I know what's happening.
Okay.
So this is what we need, some report.
I don't think y'all hearing me. I'm not trying to tell y'all
And
who
we're
to
not
support.
alone. Don't
If you
get me wrong,
support
we're not
Colby,
alone.
support her all the way. If you support Clark, support them all the way. I don't care about them right now. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the things that got the city of Harvey looking the way it's looking. Y'all are getting federal funds. They're being taken from y'all from the state. Okay? That's what that's all I just said. I didn't pick a side. Right now, guess what I'm finna go do? I'm finna fight like hell to make sure Colby isn't in jail longer than she needs to be. I don't have no control over this. But there are people who want you to believe that just because you don't come in screaming and ranting and raving, that you are against the people in some movement. How dare anybody say that to me? I've been doing this my whole life. But I talked to both of them, and I'm not afraid to say it on the record. I talked to both of them, and I'm not worried about how many cameras over there versus over here. I'm telling y'all, I talked to both. Do you want to see my call? Do you want to see my call log? I talked to Colby. What does it take to de-escalate this? I talked to Clark. What does it take to de-escalate this? And you know what I found out? They both think they're right, and they both entrenched in their opinion. So I take my hands off, and I'm focusing on the people.
That's true. So we got from 2019. There's a lot of you got to focus on, baby.
And we don't need felonies all the way there, if you ask me my opinion.
Spending the night in Markham probably tonight, and she will have court at 9 a.m. tomorrow, is what I'm told.
In Markham?
In Markham, yeah. Room 101 is what they think. I didn't get a very good answer. I said, "Are you sure?" And kind of went
time? You said
9 a.m. courtroom 101 is what I was told. But you
She's going to stay here?
no, they're gonna process her and take her to Markham. Yeah.
Oh, to Markham.
Yes, to Markham. She'll be.
Yeah, because they can't keep no
Well,
prisoners here.
apparently they don't know exactly the details, but she's going to be at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m. in courtroom 101. Markham.
At Markham
in the Markham court.
And this charge is related to an incident that happened when?
This was the same day, when the two misdemeanors were. April 28th, I believe it was. This is stemming from that day, allegedly. Yes, it was the April 28th incident at the meeting.
And was that when they arrested her mom?
Yes, that was the same. They arrested her and her mom that day. Just to catch everybody up, Ms. Chapman is being charged with 1 count of aggravated battery against a police officer. She will be appearing in court. They tell me, and I told them to let me know if it changes, but 9 a.m. tomorrow morning in Markham in courtroom 101, she will be, she'll go before the judge, and she'll be released.
Can you say that one more time?
Yes. Which part?
The first part.
Ms. Chapman is being charged with 1 count of aggravated battery against a police officer. She'll appear at court tomorrow morning. They're processing her now here. They'll take her to Markham Courthouse tonight. She will spend the night there, and then she'll go before the judge at 9 a.m. tomorrow, courtroom 101 is what I was told. I hope that's accurate. I'll get there early and I'll find out for sure.
What do you think of these charges? Trumped up charges?
Oh, absolutely. The charges, I've seen the video. There's no basis for these charges. This is all, look, this is the 4th time now they've arrested her. All 3 cases have gone away very quickly. Once the second one was once the state's attorney saw the evidence or the lack thereof evidence, she immediately threw the case out. I suspect that will happen with this as well. There's no basis for these charges, and she will be adjudicated. I'm fairly confident.
When this type of back and forth keeps happening, is there any legal steps that she can take against the city, the mayor, or whoever's bringing these charges for?
We currently have a federal lawsuit pending against the mayor on Colby's behalf. It's civil rights violations, Section 1983 violations. This just keeps adding to it, frankly. I mean, the more we keep playing this game and the more we keep, she keeps getting arrested on ridiculous charges that just don't exist, the more we're going to add to this lawsuit against the mayor, the city, and everybody else that's involved.
Can we put a charge directly on the mayor?
He is named as a defendant in the case, yes.
Are you able to share your cell phone for tomorrow?
Of course, I'll give you mine, yes.
Can you just walk us through what happened in there as you walked in with Colby?
They read her rights. She signed a waiver acknowledging that she got her rights. They were going to ask her questions, and I quickly shut it down. I said she's going to exercise her Fifth Amendment right, and we're not going to talk. So that was it. It was pretty short and sweet.
Did they place her in handcuffs at any point?
She has not been in handcuffs at any point. I'm sure she will be shortly, especially when they transport her to Markham. But As of right now, no. She's doing okay. She was a little, you saw her beforehand, and this is not easy that she keeps going through this. And but hopefully after this, people will understand and learn their lesson and stop these ridiculous charges already.
Can you say the charge one more time? I apologize because he wasn't rolling.
No problem. Aggravated battery on a police officer. And I asked him what class felony it was, and he didn't even know. The officer. So.
They don't know anything.
No, there'll be no further charges. Literally just one count against a police officer. Again, I saw the video. I have no idea where they're coming from on this, but we'll see. So.
Thank you.
Could you comment on I'm a second ward resident, so she's my older woman. She sent out a letter to all of us, a copy of a letter where Harvey police sent out this notice that said the jail cells here are not fit to put humans in. We have not received any notification since then that they are in proper condition. So would you care to comment on that, or is there anything we can do? I'm concerned for my alderwoman, and
she will not be staying here, so it's not an issue. I don't know anything about the jail cells, unfortunately. They're going to transport her to Markham as soon as they process her.
Markham, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's, What's that?
What's your contact?
84, here, I can, sort of, just scan it.
I'll see you tomorrow. See you in the morning.
I know.
Come on.
Oh, really?
Take her tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I'm that teacher.
I should. Come up. Okay, cool. Thank you. Anyone else needs anything, let me know, but I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll be there early to make sure we're all in the right place.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 9 o'clock. What time in the morning, Mark?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.